So here we have a pre-owned 2012 Chevy Camaro 2SS convertible. This one comes in Inferno Orange Metallic. And then we have the matching leather interior. Powertrain consists of a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8, made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. And then this one in particular has a little over 101,000 miles. But as we come to the front end here, we do get our high intensity discharge headlamps, fog lights there, great look. And even though this is a, 11-year-old car, it still looks fantastic. It's actually probably closer to 13 years. Now here we have aftermarket 20-inch wheels. They look good, little heavy though, but those Brembos can help stop them. And I just love this Inferno Orange, especially in the sunlight like this. But door panel here, power windows, power door locks, power mirrors. You get that Boston acoustic sound system. Trunk release there, headlamp controls. Here's our power driver's seat. And we're gonna go ahead and pop the hood. Release it right there. We'll take a look at that after a while. But it's a little chilly this morning, so I have the heat on. And of course there's a siren coming. But overall, I mean, still looks great in person. It still turns heads. Just a fantastic looking car. The exhaust there. So there's the trunk space there, and this is with the cargo shade extended. You want to have this put in place so that you can lower the top, and then if you need the extra space with the top up, you can just go ahead and pull that back and retract it there. And then fuel cap is here. One more quick look in the back seat. And then we also have a power front passenger seat as well in this 2SS. But the seats just look great. I love this leather. And honestly, it's held up pretty well for the year and mileage. There's an owner's manual there. But can't say enough about how, again, just has such a presence to it when you see one of these. When they first came out, they turned heads, and now, as they're older, you see fewer of them on the road, they still turn heads. But I love how this block is designed there and how that kind of sits there. It just looks very menacing, very neat. Looks almost like a concept car. But next, let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. Gonna zoom out here for that. So there's the steering wheel there. There's the horn. Leather wrap steering wheel, feels good. Not a lot of nicks on this one, so it looks to be in pristine condition like the rest of the vehicle. But over here to the radio, we do have AM, FM, and then we have the ability to go XM with a subscription. Then we have an aux input CD player there. And then single zone climate controls here. You know, just fan speed and temperature, and then you have fan direction here. And then you have a few shortcuts, so defrost, AC, and then the circulation there. And to toggle those heated seats, just hit the middle on either side. Have 2 stages there. Hazards, and then you have power door lock controls here in the middle. And then down here we have a few functions, oil pressure, oil temperature, etc. And then our shifter, just pull, reverse, neutral drive. Your manual mode allows you to use your paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. And then your traction control toggle is there. Bottle holders, emergency brake. Then you do have a USB-A input there, and there's the aux input as well. So you have the option to run your iPod if you want to. And there's a 12-volt too. Sorry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and raise the roof back so you can see that. But while we're doing that, the steering wheel, we can go ahead and toggle the cruise there. We can cancel and then set the speed. And then over here we have Bluetooth controls, voice recognition, mute, and we can toggle our radio stations or track lists, and then our sources, as well as our volume right there. Then blinkers. And we can go through our center console, the digital display in the middle, excuse me, the center stack, I'm sorry. We can go through those options there and then hit this menu button to go through the different options you have. So you just have the trip fuel information and then the vehicle information menu. And then within each of those, you have different things you can choose. You can change your units and things of that nature. The windshield wiper controls, one time off, intermittent, low, high. And you can adjust the intermittent right here and then just pull up for that front wiper fluid. Heads up display is there. You can see that. And then you can decide if you want to move the display up or down, and then you can change brightness, change the page, things of that nature. And then here we have the key fob with remote start, so it's a turnkey here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the outside. So there's a look with the top up. Take a quick walk around of that. But next it's time to go ahead and take this 2012 Camaro 2SS convertible out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Camaro convertible, love the exhaust sound here. Not sure if this is stock or aftermarket. I haven't driven one of these older ones, but it sounds good, whatever exhaust this is. Now I will say, even with these aftermarket wheels on, ride is not terrible. You know, this is considered to be a sports car. But it's just an aggressive car, all in all, which I love about it. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of space since no one's behind me. Now that was rough going over that bump there. We're gonna put our foot down. So great pickup, but just a great feel from this naturally aspirated V8. Gonna give myself a little bit of space again. See if I can get a pull here. Luckily no one's out this morning. Here we go. So very impressive. Now it is pretty loud, but not really a big deal for me. In terms of the cabin acoustics, just having the soft top here, there's wind noise of course, but really not a lot. It just feels normal, I guess. Definitely not as loud as a Ford Bronco, Jeep Wrangler, something along those lines, so that's impressive in itself. And the ride itself is pretty decent with this being a convertible. A Camaro convertible at that. Now this is still an $19,000 car in today's market with this kind of mileage and with the age. So it's definitely not cheap, but these tend to be pretty reliable. I've seen some SS's in this body style go upwards of 200,000 miles. And again, with the condition that this one is in, it just, if it was me, I would go ahead and get one and just keep maintenance up, do a few things to it. But I mean, the interior looks great. The exterior looks great. Even the wheels, as much as I like the stock 20s, these look good on this one as well. But it still puts a smile on my face driving one of these, knowing how old it is. because this, I think 20 years down the road, will be considered a classic, kind of like the 70s and 80s Camaros are, especially the late 60s models. I think the Camaro is supposed to be going away for 24 model year, so I just feel like down the road, especially if you have one in pristine condition, these will hold their value quite a bit, or maybe even appreciate if you buy it right. But most importantly, this is just still a fun car, a nice weekender, especially when the weather's nice. Just ride around with the top down. Give a few good pulls from a stoplight. And it's still got the heart of a Camaro in it. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2012 Chevy Camaro Convertible 2SS.